I am in the UK.
Oh yeah. Oh, cool. Great. I
Great.
just spoke to Steve Swift here, Power Play.
Yeah. I'm very new to Skype, so I'm trying to figure out as I go along how to use it.
It's all fine. I'm here, teaching guitar lessons through Skype now even. So I'm getting used to it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good tool these days when things looks like they do in the world.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, definitely. So I've been keeping during these difficult times.
What do you say?
How have you been keeping during these difficult times with the COVID?
I teach at the college, 1 day a week, but we do it from home now, from Skype. So that's what I do on Monday. Then I've been doing a lot of promo stuff like this now. So that kind of fits very well with what's going on in the world, because that kind of promo stuff you do from home anyway. So that's kind of cool. But we were supposed to go out play behind the record this fall, and I don't think that's going to happen as it looks right now. And I think we have to wait till 2021 or something to do anything like that.
Yeah.
With the world being as it is right now, so it's a very, I don't know how you guys are handling it in the UK right now, but here in Sweden we had kind of it's been affecting a lot of people, and a lot of death has been happening here lately. So it's a very scary period, I think, and people need to take this seriously and don't go out partying and like some people still do. It's crazy how unresponsible some people are for this thing.
Yeah, in the UK it's very much the same, really. We're all in lockdown, and but the deaths seem to be coming down daily, so that's good news.
That's really good news. And so you had your peak already, you think?
Well, it's hard to tell, really, because of you've got the government telling you one thing, saying that it's coming close to the peak, and then stats showing that it's coming down. But at the moment, we can only go off what the government tell us. So they've not said we've reached our peak. But
no. How is Boris Johnson doing now? Is he all recovered and things?
Yeah, he's recovered and he's back working now.
Okay, because it was really bad for him, right? For a while there.
Yeah, very bad. It was once again the media would we were getting positive feedbacks, but there was like always contradictions saying that he's in intensive care now, but they say but he's well, and you're like, well.
So it was different messages from different media. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
We had or Bill is having some emphysema with his lungs. So he's in the risk of getting this. So he's all quarantined right now and at home. So I'm worried, and my parents, I don't go visit them. I just go and buy them food and stuff and put it outside their door. I'm here and we're waving in the window to each other. It's a very strange period.
Yeah, it's exactly the same with me. I do my shopping for my parents, so I'm leaving it at the door and.
Exactly. I don't even go inside the house anymore. So it's just at the door, and it's so strange because my son turned 8 and we had his birthday party and my parents always used to be there, and they couldn't this time. So he was, where are grandma and grandpa, and he was kind of disappointed, that they weren't there. But I had to explain, they're in the risk of if they get affected, they can die out of this, and it's not worth risking. And then he understood that it was fine, that we had to protect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a bit about CWF and how we came about?
Mm-hmm. I think it goes back to the LA project that I did in the early 2000s, where I was living in LA, and I won a music competition there, and had a lot of confidence, in my 20s there, and drove over LA to Bill Champlin's house and presented my cassette tape demo there with my first a few songs that I thought were fantastic, and Bill seemed to like me in some way, and we started writing together, and then I met Joe through Bill, and I met Randy Goodrum through my publisher, and things just evolved, and then me and Joseph did an album back in 2010 called the Williams Friestedt album that did quite well here in Europe, and it was a top 40 album in the different countries. So after that, Bill said, maybe I could join you guys for the next one. Of course, I said, that was what we would love to. So we did a tour, first of all, in Scandinavia that was totally sold out. And we recorded a DVD out of that tour, live DVD, that made it all the way to the top of the DVD charts here in Scandinavia. And after that, we figured that, we may need to go into the studio and record something. So that's when we realized that we should do an album. And that was the first album. Took a couple of years, so it was out in 2015, I think. Was the release of that one. And then we toured a bit with behind that record. And right after we finished that in 2017, we started recording the second one. And then things got a little tricky, because Joe got really busy with Toto there. He was engineering the Oldest New record, if you know of that record.
Yeah.
And he was up at David Page studio every day, being the chief engineer. So he had to be there for as soon as anything was recorded on that album. He had to be there because he was the engineer of that record. Yeah. And so he was very busy with that. And after that, he was also very busy with, because Toto went out and did the 40th anniversary, 40, what do you call it, around the sun, something they named it. So he was gone for 2 years there almost. And I said to Bill that, wow, we have recorded all these songs, and we should really put it out. And so we did release 10 Miles as a single in 2018, and just did a short Scandinavian tour, me and Bill, with a Swedish singer called Frank Adal. But and then Bill and I knew Michael McDonald and Amy and Michael, so we asked him to join us on Love in the World, and we asked Frank to sing on Amanda's Disguise and stuff. So we added some guest singers on the final songs instead, and Joe was fine with that because he was so busy he couldn't find time in his schedule to record at that moment. So this record is a little different from the first one since it's got some different guests on it, but I, at the same time, Joe is all over it. He's still a full-time member of the band, and things are quite different now. As I don't know if you're aware of the situation with Toto, but they're not working anymore right now. We have another kind of things look very different now from what it has been the last couple. Although we have this virus instead in the world, so we're still not able to do any live shows.
Yeah. Is this just are you going by album, or is there long-term plan for the three of you?
You could say that we are. I hope that we will continue this project for many years, and it's also Bill and Joe got their solo careers going, and they have their Bill has his band Sons of Champlin, and Joe has been with Toto a lot, so that there has been other things that they're kind of busy, both of them, and I've been doing other sessions and so it's not we're not focusing all the time on CWF, but I think I'm the driving force for this project, because I keep kicking their butts. Let's do this now. Let's finish this album. It's so good, You guys, you got to realize how much we will be appreciated if we finally release this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like the guy who takes the time with finishing the record. I spend time with the songs and mixing them and producing them up. And although Bill and Joe always do fantastic work, we always do it at Bill's house, in his studio, and they produce each other, vocally very well. It's like being in vocal heaven there with having them recording each other. So that's fantastic. And I think I'm a little spoiled because lately when I do sessions here in Sweden, I've been thinking, that singer is not really pitch. Hey, wait a minute! I'm really spoiled. I work with the best in the world. I just realized. So that's probably something that sometimes I should pinch my arm and think, wow, I'm working with these two amazing singers. Yeah.
I listened to your latest song release. It's very bluesy. It's comes called. Is that the style which the full album will be? And when have you got an idea when the album will be out?
The record will be released on the 15th of May worldwide,
Right.
and Japan would follow 5 days later, 20th of May. Is it the latest single you're talking about, "Love in the World"?
Yeah,
exactly. We that's, I can tell you, we have sometimes we have a little difference opinion about how to do songs, and I had more of a soul-y approach to that song, while Bill had more of a blues approach, and this is kind of Bill's production here. As we are a band, we need to agree with each other on certain things, and this one was Bill's production actually, but I don't think it's really representative of the album, because there are a lot of different styles on this record. A lot of AOR, a lot of West Coast music, yacht rock, whatever you would call it. And there's also some really rocking stuff on there, like Price of Love and All That I Want. But and then there's a lot of ballads also. So it's a mixture of different things, and that's probably how I like album being the best records that I know are the ones that are versatile. that have all these kind of different kind of genres in it, and the seventh one with Toto, for instance, is an amazing album, I think, because it had all those big hits, and it had those rocking songs, and it has some jazzier, groovier stuff, and it had beautiful ballads and everything. So I may be coming from a little bit of the smoother side of things, and Bill may be coming more of the rock side of things, and Joe is somewhere in between us, you know. So there's a bit of we're drawing to different parts, you know, and that's kind of cool. But have you heard the album yet?
I've not heard the album, to be honest. I only
should listen. It's good.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
I'll have to get in contact with Andy and see if he's got the link for it, because I've only heard the one song.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm somebody who I am from one extreme. I love Neil Diamond all the way through to death metal.
I dig that. That's cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So give me your favorite 3 records, Sam.
My 3 favorite records. Right. I'm a massive Kiss fan, so my favorite album is Love Gun.
Oh, cool. I was 10 years old when my father gave me the Alive record, you know, and we went to see Kiss, but they were just doing the Lick It Up tour, so I saw them without makeup there.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So Love Gun is definitely one. I would go as far as to say my second would be Seasons in the Abyss, Slayer.
Okay, wow. That's rough stuff, man. Cool.
Yeah. And my third one at the moment, it does change between, and now this is very strange.
Okay.
Between the jazz singer Neil Diamond to Behemoth, the Satanist.
Okay. I love the versatility there. I think it's amazing. Very cool.
So it's I'm my playlist. I put it on, and my mate is very back-minded with his music, and he'll go from Sweet Caroline to to Mayhem.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like,
well, you know, this thing that we do is kind of, it sounds a little bit like those 80s bands, you know, like Chicago, Toto, Journey, whatever. If you listen to the album, you will recognize that kind of AOR kind of style to it. That's probably what we sound like these days, and I think it has the audience for it are kind of coming back, and that's fantastic. I think so that's, if I would describe it, that probably is the best way to describe it.
I'm a strong believer, because I used me and my mate, we had a band, and when we used to go out playing, people would come up to us and go, "Oh, I love that song. What's the name of that song? Oh, what's the name of that one?" And because every single song was different.
Yeah.
And one of the things which I don't like in an album is when you listen to the first song and the second, third, fourth, you don't know.
Oh yeah.
The song is finished or not, and I like an album which is each song is very standout and very different, and I love albums like that.
Yeah, me too. It's like there's a record by Stevie Wonder called "Songs in the Key of Life," and I think as soon as the first song fades out, you could hear the next song in your head already, because I listened to it so many times, and I think it's so good. You know, it's like wow. It's one of those albums where everything is so well written and performed, and that those kind of albums, you know, you're stuck with you for the rest of your life. I think so. So that's really really cool.
It's quite crazy because I don't know if you ever heard of her, but yeah, there's an artist called Louise Redknapp, and I go to concerts and I photograph and then review them. And the funny thing about it was, my concert prior to that was Slipknot, and then I'm at the Louise Redknapp concert, and the next one, and it's so funny because I'm there. I met her, and I didn't know how to react when I met her, because I'm there thinking, right, do I put my devil horns up or and I had a run-in with one of the support artists because I done a review, and I give this girl 8 out of 10.
Oh, cool! Wow!
Yeah,
wow.
But I put down saying that she would take her music to the next level if she had a band behind her and was not singing to a backing track.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
yeah.
He took offense to that.
He took offense? Wow. Well, that's what makes music to me. When there's a band reacting to the music, that's so important. Yeah. It's just not the same thing, you know. When a performance with backing track is like, well, that's like watching a video or something to me. It's not really. Yeah. But it's so different these days. I'm an old guy now. I feel so. I don't realize I don't really listen to a lot of new music anymore, because I don't find it that interesting, the songwriting or the performances. But sometimes it's sometimes I find something that's really good, and then it keeps staying with me in my phone list or playlists or whatever, you know. So it's still there are still some good new bands, you know, out there.
Yeah, definitely. Since I've been doing this, because I run a website to bring awareness to PTSD and mental illness. I got diagnosed with it from my time in the military.
Oh gosh, I hear you. Oh.
But music and saved my life. Music saved my life through the hardest times in hostile locations.
I'm so happy, man, to hear that. Where did you serve? Where were you?
I've served all over the world. I served in Bosnia, Northern Ireland, Iraq.
Wow.
So
you've seen a lot.
Seen a lot of bad things, but I use this platform now to bring awareness to it through interviews and through music reviews, because photography saved my life.
What's the address to the website?
It's www.therapy through and then lens is spelt LENSE.
Lens, got you.
.co.uk.
Yeah. What do you say? .uk.
Yeah. .co.uk.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And It's since I've been doing this, I've been interviewing new artists and listening to new music. And I went to Planet Rock Radio's festival, and I was blown away by the new bands which were up on stage. They had
cool.
They had Diamond headline, they had Sweet headline.
Oh yeah.
And it was amazing. The new bands which I listened to were fantastic, absolutely brilliant.
Cool. So there are some really good stuff happening still.
Yeah. I was shocked because I had the mentality. I was brought up in the 80s. My music taste is the 70s and 80s, and even going back to the 60s. But there's some amazing artists out there.
Well, I think you blocked yourself a little bit from being open and aware from of what's going on, especially when you're getting in the 40s, 50s age. That I'm 46, 47 now, and I'm just not opening up. Like when I was 20, I was, wow, I found this today. I was so excited. I found this new record. It's so good. And by the time you're 30, you think you know it all, but it's not like that. So it's good to hear what you're saying, and people should be more open to and I'm talking to myself here too. I should go out and listen to more stuff than I do. It's just that I'm working so much now. I don't have the time.
Yeah, it's this has been such an eye opener for me, and
cool.
So I'm from one extreme to the other.
I hear you. And
today I'm interviewing yourself. Tomorrow I'm interviewing a band called Sorcerer, and then on Friday I'm interviewing the Black Delilah Murder.
Oh, cool.
Extreme metal.
Extreme metal. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I say it like this: there are two types of music. There's good and bad music, and genres doesn't come in the way of good or bad music. There are good music in every genre, I would say. So I'm not. I dig most of the things. I play guitar, so I kind of dig, Slipknot stuff, some riffs and stuff like that, and I teach some of that things, to my students also, because that's what they want to hear, and so I'm not that limited to, but if you ask me what I personally listen to, I would say, wow, put on a record with Dave Gilmour and I'm there. That's my favorite, and he's a UK guy, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe he's
amazing. Pink Floyd, the Wall and all he does there, it's so good.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, he's such
But the one thing I've noticed so much now is that I think one of my loves for the music from the 70s and 80s is because of the stage presence. As a lot of these bands now, and nothing against them or anything, but it's a lot harder for them now. As the bands like Kiss, AC/DC, they put on a massive show. They were around when, vinyl. I refused to buy CDs.
But they were around when you sold copies. Still, a lot of vinyls, and they were in that was the golden era of records. The 80s and 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah,
but what do you say?
And it's come back around. So a lot of these bands now are selling vinyl, because I think vinyl on a record player is you can't beat it. It's
no
something ever.
Yeah,
And
and just the feeling of having a big convolute, and reading everything, inside it. It's
yeah,
something I when I was 10, I remember going down to my local record store, and every Friday I bought a new record. It would be different bands, and I was listening to a lot of metal
yeah,
during that period, so I bought a lot of stuff there. And Kiss, AC/DC, and the Leppard, and all those bands that were huge during that time. I really dig. So that's a part of my grow up. Growing up, those bands. I really dig them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Finally, do you have plans going forward after this lockdown about touring, and will you be coming to the UK?
Mm, that is a wish we have, because we never had a chance to play UK before,
Yeah.
and I know there's a lot of people emailing and wishing that we come there, and hopefully after the lockdown. But I don't know. What do you think? It may take half a year more or something before we can even
Uh,
think of that thing.
the strange thing about the UK is that once again you're having conflicting messages, but
Mm.
I think because the UK they've got to do something because businesses will go bankrupt and collapse. So
Uh,
I'm going up to uh, photograph and interview bands in a festival up in Sheffield, which is in September.
oh,
And
they're planning for a festival in September already. Wow. Okay.
and they've got they've been in contact with the government and all that, and there's a huge thing on their website
Hmm.
saying that for them to go ahead,
Okay. Oh.
they they have got to do a limited capacity.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
I hear you.
limited to 1,000 tickets,
Oh yeah.
and
Exactly.
it's in a massive field, but
Mm. Mm.
they
So it doesn't have to be that people don't have to be that close to each other anyway.
no,
No, I hear you. I
no.
hear you.
So I think what will happen is that um, me and my brother were talking about it yesterday, and in the military, when
Hmm.
we were in hostile environments, we would have a thing called the Toucan Rule, where you
Uh-huh.
would have two beers. And I
Oh
think what might happen
yeah.
for the foreseeable future, and this is just my thought on it,
Yeah.
is that they might give like ration cards.
Yeah.
So because there's talk from the government
Yeah.
that might open up the pubs again, but you're only allowed to have 2 to 3 drinks.
Aha. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the only way that would be able to be enforced is if they bring in ration cards where you go to a location and they stamp your card.
Mm. Yeah.
And otherwise, you would have 3 drinks in one pub, go to
Yeah.
the next and have another three.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
So I think what
Ah.
they might do is have these cards, and then the doorman or the bartender would say, "Can I see your card? If you've
Mm.
had 3 drinks, then you're told to go home."
Exactly.
So
And I think you guys have that kind of tradition in England and the UK, that pub is like a meeting place that for everyone, and it's really
yeah,
important for you guys to have that. So
yeah,
so so this lockdown really uh, affects a lot of people here. Uh,
yeah,
but on the other hand, maybe it's like it may be different for a while. I'm thinking maybe until they find a vaccine for this thing,
yeah,
people will still be a little bit afraid of socializing too much, I think.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
that will be the case. A lot of people will go.
Uh,
I think it'll be the hardcore people which go out drinking no matter what. They be the ones which will go to the pubs, and I
yes.
think the casual person who goes every now and then go socialising, I don't think they will go out and risk it. But
Uh,
I can't see them going on for a great deal much
no,
longer because
no.
the amount of money which is generated through the pubs and
Yeah.
through clubs and things like that. I don't think they'd open clubs, but I think
Uh,
when I went to the Louise Redknapp,
yeah.
there were restrictions in
Yeah.
there. So you
I think they are there will be restrictions for a while more, at least here.
yeah.
Uh,
I heard that Kiss have come out and said that no matter what, they are not doing the final tour until there's a
because
oh,
they were on tour when this happened, right?
yeah,
I saw
yeah,
an interview with Paul Stanley about it, and they just they were gonna play in Los Angeles at the Staples Center,
yeah,
and even Paul's dad was gonna come, or Paul's mom, or I don't remember, but
yeah,
but they had to cancel, because it last minute they just lost 3 gigs or something of the US tour was canceled there, and
yes,
that's smart, yeah.
yeah. That's why they've put it on until there's a cure for so hopefully,
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that this thing is over as soon as possible, because it's so sad for people to not be able to socialize. That's the most important thing. We human beings are made for socializing, and it's a very sad state of the world these days when
yeah,
people are locked in their houses. It's just getting conflicts to be bigger and stuff like that, and I think it's not good for the world to live like this. So I hope that things will change very soon. In the on the
definitely.
other hand, you can stay inside and listen to some new music that comes out. That's the only good thing about it, I guess.
My balance has been hit because I just buy new vinyl.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's one other thing that I'm worried about. What about our economy? Do we dare to buy any music anymore? Because we don't know in 6 months how is our salary going to be affected by this, or something like that.
Definitely. I think
Yeah.
that reason why in the UK they are looking at these ways
Mm.
to restart it because
Yeah.
they can't afford to keep bailing businesses out and
Mm.
major businesses which are collapsing on a
Mm.
regular basis now because they just can't sustain it.
I hear you. I hear you. It's a very difficult time, and I just hope that it will be over sooner than later, and one can only wait it out, but hopefully already this summer things will be more back to normal then. But as far as your question there, I don't see us doing any live shows in until maybe 2021 or late 2020 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
I hope
that's
you do come over to the UK. I really do. I can come and see
I
you
would
then.
love to meet you there, and that's are you're quite far from London, right?
I am, but I go up there
Uh,
to listen to bands and I go
okay.
all around the
Okay.
country.
Okay. Cool. Is
So
it expensive to travel in the UK like it is here in Sweden, or is it
uh,
better?
it can be expensive, but
Mm,
I like myself and my
mm.
mates.
Yeah.
We go around and well, it, we don't look at the price of it. We go right. That's where we want to go, and
That's cool.
we
That's
do
cool.
it.
You know, just take my car, you know, everybody. But the gas here is so expensive now. It's crazy in Sweden. You, one liter of you know diesel is like 14 Swedish crowns. That's like more than a pound, you know. So
Yeah, yeah, it's £1.9. Yeah,
yeah. Oh, it's 1.9.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that is very expensive there too.
Oh,
Wow.
that's very cheap for the UK.
Okay. Well, it's
Yeah,
gone down. Yeah, it's better
yeah,
now. It was
it's
way worse like 3 months ago. So
yeah,
I shouldn't complain.
it's £1.24, something like that.
Oh gosh, oh gosh.
Yeah,
That's make you want to drive as little as possible, you know. But
yeah,
I love going with my car to different places, you know, and visit people and stuff. That's so much fun, you know. And putting
yes,
in a good record there in your player and drive that's a nice feeling, you know,
yeah, yeah.
of a holiday. So yeah, so I really hope that we will get a gig there, and it's really up to our agents this time at this point
Yeah.
to book us there, and it's also it has to be when things have because Bill wouldn't risk his health, you know, going on tour these days. Yeah.
I think in the UK, I can't see touring bands coming from Europe, America, and all that coming over, but unless they're massive artists, because that's what generates money. But I do feel that like UK artists will be allowed to do small venues and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It might take longer for that to happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope it will be back to normal in half a year or something.
Yeah.
I'm positive.
Yeah.
I think it will.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah. Great talking to you, man. It was
Oh,
a lot of
thank you.
fun.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much.
And try to give it a spin. I hope you will enjoy the other songs there. It's very
Yeah,
different from that song that you heard there. So
yeah. I will
uh,
get on to Andy
yeah.
in the next hour and tell him to send me the link to the album.
Oh, cool, man. I really appreciate it talking to you. You're a really nice guy, and I hope we get to meet in the UK as soon as this thing is over.
Brilliant.
Oh, take
I
care
thank.
now, brother. Yeah.
Have a good day.
You too, man. It's so good talking. Oh,
And
thanks.
self.
Bye bye.